Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I am IWN, and this is your AEW news live stream number 3. If you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell for all notifications. Also, hit the thumbs up on the stream. I see a lot of my subscribers and a lot of people that are fans of my channel are lacking on hitting the like buttons on the stream. So hit that thumbs up. Let's get a lot of likes on the stream, minimum. You guys can follow me on Facebook. You can add me on Instagram, Snapchat. Links to all my accounts in the description below. Thank you guys for joining the live chat. So first things first, we're going to start with your WWE Wednesday afternoon news. So give me some time to pull all that up. I hope everybody's having a good Wednesday afternoon, even though it's getting ready to be night. It's getting ready to be the evening. Give me some time, guys. I'm almost there. I'm just now pulling the stuff up. All right, here it is, guys. So we're going to start your WWE Wednesday afternoon news on CM Punk. So apparently, this is what I got from my sources in the community. So apparently, CM Punk possible WWE return is greatly opposed within the company. Why? You guys are about to find out. So it says here that CM Punk's run in WWE ended with a whimper after the Royal Rumble in 2014, when he actually was frustrated with the company, leading him to walk out of the company. So he had pretty much gone on record and say that he absolutely detested his time with the promotion and would never go back there. Surprisingly, there are those in WWE who doesn't want Punk either. There's legitimately some in WWE who don't want Punk either, and CM Punk has been the subject of controversy earlier this year. Things only got worse after the brawl at AEW All Out. Since then, fans have wondered whether Punk will leave AEW and go back to WWE after 8 long years. Now, while speaking on the Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer that there are some in WWE who do not want CM Punk back at all. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, however, those who are against Punk are not members of the creative team. Put it that way. It says, quote, I know people in WWE who absolutely do not want him back, but they are not the people on the creative team. Everyone knows what happened in AEW. It's like do we really, want that? Dave Meltzer kind of questioned that for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And then he says, do we need that? He asked the question again. No, we don't need that. We don't really want that, says Dave Meltzer. So he goes on to say that, but at least at the end of the day, it's not their decision. It's the decision of Nick Khan, no relation to Tony Khan. It's the decision of Nick Khan and Stephanie and Triple H. Paul may just go there and go, look what happened. We don't need it. And they don't. They don't need it. And he may just do that. If it was Vince would do it, I think, with that kind of money at stake. Now, Triple H has also softened up when it comes to CM Punk. It remains to be seen whether he will go to WWE or not. Stranger things have happened, so, we can't discount this either. Do you guys want to see CM Punk back in WWE? Sound off in the live chats, please. Please and thank you. I really appreciate it. I got some more CM Punk news that we're going to go over later whenever I go over your AEW Wednesday afternoon news. So moving on to the next WWE Wednesday afternoon news, we have some news on Stone Cold Steve Austin and WWE. So apparently WWE and Stone Cold Steve Austin are in talks for WrestleMania 39 match. Now, WWE Hall of Famer Stone Cold Steve Austin is regarded as one of the best in pro wrestling. He's regarded as one of the best in pro wrestling to ever step foot inside the squared circle. He single-handedly brought in the Attitude Era and remains one of the most influential pro wrestlers of all time. In fact, there are already discussions for him to compete again. As previously reported, WWE also believes that Steve Austin will compete again. In fact, WWE has already offered Steve Austin a match. So according to Dave Meltzer, in his daily update, there is smoke to that fire, and there are discussions happening right now. However, no further detail regarding any pitches were disclosed. Now, it was previously reported that WWE offered another match to Austin, but it wasn't clear exactly what event that was for. I'm thinking, if you ask me, I'm thinking it was for WrestleMania. Maybe WrestleMania 38, 39, I don't know. I'm just guessing, that's just me. Meltzer added that Austin remains in great shape, as was also the case for him at WrestleMania 38. Look, I was right. Look at that, IWN right again. Man, I've been spot on right every week, it seems like. Austin didn't have to take many bumps at all at WrestleMania 38. So only time will tell what he agrees to next time. Now, the idea of who Austin might face is also a very interesting topic of discussion. It's a very interesting topic of conversation, too. Same thing, but CM Punk is obviously a name that WWE would obviously bring up anyway from the beginning. But CM Punk is an obvious name, still. But John Cena is also someone who would draw an incredible box office with the Texas Rattlesnake. Now, I said this in the description. Could we possibly be seeing John Cena versus Stone Cold Steve Austin for WrestleMania 39? Could we see Stone Cold Steve Austin versus John Cena for WrestleMania 39? I think so. Either it needs to be either John Cena versus Gunther for that Intercontinental Championship, or John Cena versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. One of the two. We don't need to see John Cena versus Logan Paul. I know JD wants to see that. I hate to say it, but I am one of those people that don't want to see it. I mean, I'm not trying to sound like no idiot or nothing. I don't want to see it. I don't know why WWE is even bother bringing celebrities to WrestleMania 39. I don't think it's a good idea to be bringing celebrities to WrestleMania 39. Let's be honest. I mean, who needs celebrities when you have pro wrestlers? When you have your own male and female wrestlers? WWE is sports entertainment. I mean, you would say that celebrating and entertainment is the same, but it's not. There's a difference between entertainment and celebrating. Now, comedy and entertainment to me is sort of the same. WWE only needs celebrities in the crowd for WrestleMania 39. They don't need to be using celebrities on TV in the ring. No, we don't need that. We don't need to see that. We need to see matches. We want matches. We don't want to see celebrities wrestling in the ring. We want to see celebrities in the crowd, in attendance for WrestleMania 39, not celebrities being used on TV. If that's the case, you might as well say all the celebrities are going to be getting more TV time than majority of the wrestlers that are booked for WrestleMania 39. If that's the case, we need talent, all the young talent getting more TV time than the celebrities. WWE doesn't even need celebrities, in my honest opinion. Let's be honest. They don't. They got all the young talent in the world to book for WrestleMania 39. They got all the young talent in the world. They got Tommaso Ciampa. He'll be back soon. Still out with an injury. He'll be back. They got Johnny Gargano, Candice LeRae. They got Rhea Ripley. They got Mia Yim. They got Hit Row. You know, they still got Luis Lotharios. They haven't been used on TV yet, but they probably will be used on TV again soon, probably, more than likely. I think WWE is going to split up Luis Lotharios. It's safe to say that Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza could possibly be singles competitors again in WWE. That would be great. I think that's best for both of them, really, in the long run, to be honest, given that they haven't really been used that much. I think if you split that team up and have both Angel Garza and Humberto as singles competitors, I think they would do really great. You could put Humberto Carrillo on either SmackDown or Raw. I'd say put Humberto Carrillo on Raw and keep Angel Garza on SmackDown. That's what I would do, in case the draft ends up coming up next year. When the draft comes up, you split up Luis Lotharios, have Humberto Carrillo be drafted to Monday Night Raw, and have SmackDown keep Angel Garza. I think that's the way to go about it. That's just me. But what is y'all's take on this possible comeback? And my question to you guys is, are you down to see Stone Cold Steve Austin versus John Cena for WrestleMania 39? Let me know in the live chats, please. And don't forget to hit the like button on the streams. Don't be lacking on the like buttons, man. I hate to see my audience lacking on the like buttons, not hitting the like button on the stream. I don't like seeing that. Now, moving on to your next WWE Wednesday afternoon news. This one is on Survivor Series War Games. And I got an image just to actually show you guys, which happens to be the Survivor Series War Games rules. So I'm going to show you an image of that after I go over the news on Survivor Series War Games. So WWE apparently reveals official rules for Survivor Series War Games match. For all the War Games matches. So ever since Triple H took control of WWE Creative, the company has undergone some significant changes, if you will. Now, this included the game bringing War Games matches to the main roster. They will be taking place soon, and the company has now, listen to this, folks. Everybody might want to tune in for this one. The company has now reviewed the rules for all of the matches. The company previously announced that this year's Survivor Series Premium Live event will feature the big main roster return of War Games matches. you know, the War Games matches we got in NXT back when NXT was black and gold brand, the black and gold brand NXT that we all as wrestling fans love. Yeah. One for men and one for women, with the teams taking shape. Those superstars now have rules to follow. We've seen in NXT War Games back on the black and gold brand, we've seen talents and tag teams like Undisputed Era, Authors of Pain, and Keith Lee and everybody else in NXT War Games. Back when, you know, we actually loved, back when the brand existed. Black and gold brand's still dead. They haven't even brought it back yet. Now they've called it the white and gold brand. Now, why would they call it the white and gold brand? I don't know, man. I don't know. They need to bring the black and gold brand back, man. And I hope Triple H is making some serious changes to NXT because they are in dire need of changes. NXT has been utterly garbage the last few weeks. I'm not going to lie to you. Next week's NXT is probably going to shape up to be one of the best NXT episodes in a long time just because Wes Lee versus Carmelo Hayes, he doesn't miss. That North American Championship match is booked for next week's episode of NXT. That is going to be one of the best North American Championship matches of Wes Lee's career as North American Champion. Those guys are going to throw it down in the ring like no other, man. It may even be better than a Ricochet versus Carmelo Hayes. Who knows? But anyways, about War Games. With the team taking shape, those superstars now have rules to follow. Now, WWE took to their official Twitter account and unveiled new rules. Or should I say, they unveiled the rules for the War Games matches, which are the same as every other iteration of NXT. Now, longtime fans should remember these rules, but it's nice that the company made things clear. It says here, and I quote, 2 teams will be contained in separate cages with 1 member of each team starting the match. Now, it says here, it continues to say here that after 5 minutes, a member from the advantage team will be released to enter the match. After a 3-minute period, alternating members from each team will enter the match until all competitors are inside the cage. Once all competitors have entered, War Games officially begins. The only way the match is by pinfall or submission. End quote. WWE Survivor Series War Games takes place on November the 26th, 2022 in Boston, Massachusetts. We will have to wait and see how the event will turn out, as fans are certainly excited about it. And I'm getting ready to show you guys a screenshot of the official Survivor Series War Games rules, and I hope JD explains this to his audience as well, because he's my favorite. He's my only favorite podcaster in the entire IWC. He has inspired so much young talent, so much young YouTube content creators like myself. Shout outs to JD from New York, man. He's doing great, and he is the greatest at what he does on his podcast. Hopefully he'll mention this to his audience as well when he does his off the script or whatever he's going to do this week. Now, I'm going to show you guys a screenshot of the Survivor Series War Games official rules. Give me about 1 minute. It's not going to take long. All I got to do is hold on. All I got to do is pretty much go here and there and here. Here we go. All right, guys, it's getting ready to pull up. It's getting ready to be shared here in just a minute. Wait for it. Give it some time. There we go. Here's the official screenshot of the Survivor Series War Games official rules. There it is, guys. You see it? Get a close look at it because you're not going to be able to see it. This is the only time I'm showing it to you guys. I'm going to give you 3 minutes to look at it, and then I'm taking it off the screen. You can screenshot it if you want. I don't care. As long as you have it, I'm fine with that. So there it is, guys. I'm going to read it again. So it says 2 teams will be contained in separate cages with 1 member of each team starting the match. And the other quotes that I'm going to read to you guys that says in the screenshot says after 5 minutes, a member of the advantage team will be released to enter the match. After a 3-minute period, alternating members from each team will enter the match until all competitors are inside the cage. Once all competitors have entered, War Games officially begins. The only way to win the match is by pinfall. And good job by Ringside News for showing this, for posting this screenshot, for showing this screenshot. Shout outs to them. Also, shout outs to WWE as well. So it's a nice, perfect graphic image of the WWE Survivor Series War Games official rules. They did a really good job with this screenshot. Really. Like, I'm not even kidding. This is one of the best screenshots that I haven't seen in a long time. That I haven't seen in years. Based on what I'm looking at. All right, guys. I'm getting ready to take this off in 3, 2, 1. So there was the screenshot of the Survivor Series War Games official rules that I just showed you guys. Now my question to you guys is, are you excited for War Games? Sound off in the live chats, please. I really appreciate it. Now, we're going to move on to the news on Candice LeRae, because that's what it says in my description here. I'm going by what my description says that I've listed here. My description of WWE and AEW Wednesday afternoon news here. So, the news on Candice LeRae is your next WWE Wednesday afternoon news. So, apparently, Candice LeRae might miss Survivor Series War Games due to injury. This is important, especially for the Candice LeRae stands and fans out there in the IWC community over on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. On all social media platforms. The Women's War Games match at Survivor Series is about almost set. Now, Mia Yim joined the team of Bianca Belair, Asuka, and Alexa Bliss for the premium live event on this week's episode of Monday Night Raw. Fans expected one more name to be added, but she does not appear to be in any group yet. During Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer recently mentioned Candice LeRae while discussing Raw. He said that Candice must be hurt, as he explained that she was slated for that War Games team a few weeks ago. That's not cool. I guess Candice LeRae must be hurt because she was earmarked for the group, a couple weeks ago, and they did an injury angle, end quote. So that quote's from Dave Meltzer. That's what he said on his Observer Radio. Now, Candice LeRae was an obvious option to join Team Bianca at WWE Survivor Series. She made her main roster debut by defeating Nikki Ash. The later was so devastated by her failure that she abandoned her superhero persona completely. LeRae has not competed since the October 17th episode of Monday Night Raw in their women's tag team match. She teamed up with Bianca Belair and lost to Damage Control. LERAE also lost to Bayley the week prior. Fans were hopeful that the Poison Plexi will return this week and help the squad in defeating Damage Control and Survivor Series. However, it appears that they might be disappointed because Candice will not be there, unfortunately, unless they're setting her up as a surprise entry. So I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens. And I'll keep you guys up to date on that. And if the updates come to me, you know I'm going to do a WWE and AEW news live stream. Because I do them every week to keep you guys up to date with what's going on in the world of professional wrestling. So, like I said, if I get updates, more updates on Candice LERAE, more news on Candice LERAE, we'll go over it in the next WWE and AEW news live stream. Now, moving on to the next news. So, this one is on Monday Night Raw. This is basically some Monday Night Raw news here. So, the first match for Raw after Survivor Series has been actually reviewed, says Ringside News. That's what they claim anyway. WWE has a lot of plans as they head into Survivor Series. Now, Ringside News said they know about one match to expect after the big WarGames match. Miz versus Dexter Lumis will take place on November 22nd. Stipulation states if Lumis wins, then he will receive a WWE contract, and Miz will have to settle all of his debts to Lumis. Miz has assured everyone that he will triumph and that the conflict with Lumis will be resolved. The Miz and Lumis match was originally scheduled for the October the 17th Raw with Lumis' contract up for grabs, but the match was postponed when The Miz attacked Lumis with a steel chair prior to the bell. So this match will mark Dexter Lumis' first official contest since his WWE return November 22nd. Raw should be a big episode for him. We'll see. I don't know. The last 3 weeks, Monday Night Raw has been completely uninteresting to watch. Not even gonna lie to you. The only things that's been interesting to watch is AEW Dynamite and SmackDown and Rampage. NXT is the same. It's doing the same way that Monday Night Raw is doing right now. Now, on the April the 19th WWE NXT episode, Lumis and Duke Hudson lost to the NXT Tag Team Champions Pretty Deadly in his final match for the brand, as if anyone here even cares to hear it. While still dealing with Lumis and Gargano, Miz wrestled on the November the 7th Raw and defeated Johnny Gargano. However, he was defeated by R-Truth on the October the 24th episode of Monday Night Raw and by Mustafa Ali on the October the 31st episode of Monday Night Raw. Meanwhile, following video is an excerpt from this week's Biz TV segment on Raw featuring Byron Saxton, Lumis, Miz, and Gargano. I'm not going to show you guys just because I don't want to watch it. Just because I don't care for it. So, what is y'all's take on this story? Sound off in the comments. Now, WWE is secretly planning an interesting new show. I got some news on that. So, Triple H headed change WWE in numerous ways after becoming the head of creative. Of course, we know that. Following Vince McMahon's retirement, fans have been happy with everything WWE has changed so far as well. I'm glad Triple H is taking over. Vince McMahon sucked as chairman. I'm not even going to lie. He was absolutely terrible. In 100% ways possible. He was terrible. Fans have been happy with everything WWE has changed so far. Now WWE plans on introducing a new show with a very interesting name. You guys, some of you are going to be shocked about the name that I'm about to give you guys, and some of you are not going to be shocked. Some of you are not going to be surprised. I'm willing to bet you're not. It says here that the company has a plethora of shows to choose from already, both animated and reality TV orientated. However, that does not mean that WWE won't introduce even more shows. WWE filed a new trademark for the United States Patent and Trademark Office that hints at a potential new show. Filings revealed that on November 10th, WWE filed to trademark Iron Survivor Challenge. It is not known what the Iron Survivor Challenge is, but I'm guessing it's for a NXT debut or it's for some kind of NXT show. But we can all assume it will be something interesting, if nothing else. There are any number of projects that could get the name, but the challenge aspect of it could hint at another reality competition show within the WWE universe. Are you guys excited about the show? Sound off in the live chats, please. Thank you. Moving on to your next Wednesday afternoon news here. This one is on Akira Tozawa. So apparently Akira Tozawa hints at WWE departure after Raw. Why? You guys are about to find out right now, because it says here that Akira Tozawa was part of the Cruiserweight division in WWE before he was relegated to the WWE 24/7 title picture for years. His ninja gimmick was not popular with fans, as he mostly just competed on the main roster. Well, the reason why it was not popular with fans because Vince and Bruce buried his ninja gimmick because they didn't like it. He also hinted at leaving WWE recently after a rare appearance on Raw. And not only was he buried, he was wasted on TV and kept in Titus Kingdom until his release. As seen on this week's episode of Monday Night Raw, Akira Tozawa squared off against Baron Corbin in a singles match. Tozawa looked great in the match despite losing in the end. Oh, so apparently he was quietly brought back without us knowing. Fans defiantly wanted to see more of him after the match. However, Akira Tozawa took to Twitter and uploaded a photo of his ring gear as he seemingly hinted at leaving WWE. Well, they're not there. He's not getting used. He's not getting used. The reason why he's leaving WWE is because of Vince and Bruce, not because of Triple H. I think Akira Tozawa is going back to Japan. He's probably going to be wrestling in New Japan Pro Wrestling. He's probably going to sign back there. I can see him going back to that promotion in his hometown. Of course, it could also mean that he is simply ditching his ninja gimmick for good. Regardless, we'll have to wait and see what will become of the Japanese superstar. Now it's the time for Triple H to start bringing back Kushida. Remember, there was news and reports when Triple H kept an eye out on a Japanese superstar. Remember when Triple H said he wanted a Japanese superstar, he needed a Japanese superstar? Well, Kushida is somebody he needs to sign back. Kushida would be that perfect Japanese superstar for Triple H and his brands. Whichever brand he goes to, he'll be greatly used. Now, my question to you guys as far as Tozawa goes, do you guys think Tozawa is leaving WWE? Sound off in the live chats, please. All right. All right, moving on to the next WWE Wednesday afternoon news. Now, this one is on the Royal Rumble. So Singularly, someone posted a, I don't know if this actually happened or not, but look, there was a bogus WWE Royal Rumble participants list making the rounds online. So apparently someone posted a fake participants list. So the Royal Rumble is only a couple of months away, with chatter and buzz starting to. A lot of rumors are going around, and that includes outright forgeries. Ringside News has squashed one rumored lineup going around for the 2022 Royal Rumble match. Ringside News has obtained a photo of alleged participants for the 2023 Men's Royal Rumble match. They say, unfortunately, the document is fake, which I figured, I knew right away. That's why I said somebody posted a participants list online, a fake participants list online. Although WWE might know who is going to win the Royal Rumble in advance. It should be Cody Rhodes, in my honest opinion. What it says here, and what it says doesn't list Cody Rhodes, unfortunately, which is complete bullshit. The match is not written until a week before the show. Names like CM Punk, John Cena, Jay White, and Matt Cardona were mentioned on the list. No, we don't need CM Punk and John Cena winning. We need Cody Rhodes winning. Cody Rhodes needs to win the tournament so he can enter himself into that WWE title picture, into that WWE title match against Roman Reigns. WWE needs to make the right decision by having Roman Reigns drop the WWE Championship to Cody Rhodes. That's what needs to happen. Even JD said this on his podcast years ago. For years, he's been saying this on his podcast. For months, I've been saying this on my streams. This needs to happen now. We need to see Cody Rhodes winning that WWE Championship. If they don't have Cody Rhodes winning that 2023 Men's Royal Rumble match, I am going to be so pissed, man. I really am. Like, that legitimately, creatively makes sense, having Cody Rhodes win the 2023 Royal Rumble. Do you know what that would do with Cody Rhodes' career? I mean, do people not realize it? There are issues with a couple of those inclusions. There are issues with all of those inclusions. Never mind a couple. Jay White's appearance in the Royal Rumble match is impossible since he is still under contract within New Japan Pro Wrestling. CM Punk is still under contract with AEW. Like, why in the world are these geeks community online saying Jay White and CM Punk is going to win the Royal Rumble? That's the geeks online that's saying that, really, if you ask me. But there are reports of an attempted buyout of his deal. Matt Cardona is wrestling with multiple organizations and seems like the most likely of the bunch. The timing on the sheet is in hours and not minutes. Also, at the bottom of the sheet, Brock Lesnar attacking CM Punk makes no sense at all because they haven't even faced each other in years. So don't even come up with that creative decision to book CM Punk versus Brock Lesnar for WrestleMania. Come on, no. We don't need to see that, no. CM Punk is in enough trouble as it is now. Why would WWE go on and bring back CM Punk when he's about to get fired from AEW? I already feel like he's fired, to be honest. Ace Steel was fired, so what makes you think Tony Khan's going to fire CM Punk? You know what's going to happen. They're already buying out his contract. That means he is no longer going to appear ever on the AEW television anymore. He's never going to be able to appear in the AEW ring ever again. That's what that means. So, we'll keep an eye out. Or should I say, I will keep an eye out for any news. So regarding the two Royal Rumble matches leading up to the event, I will keep an eye on that, guys. And if I get any news or updates on that, I will let you guys know. You know Ringside News is going to let me know. So if Ringside News lets me know, I'm going to let you guys know. So now Ringside News say they know that this is not the lineup to expect. As with every road to WrestleMania, it should be a treat. Do you guys wish the list was real? Let me know. I don't really want to say that, but that's just dumb. That's just dumb making a list like that. Why can't people just be patient and wait until the Royal Rumble gets here? Why you gotta start making prediction results now? Really? People online are so delusional, man. Making fake participant lists. Come on, man. Are you serious? As if anybody's gonna care in the world to look at that. Really. So, I got some news on Randy Orton, some WWE Wednesday afternoon news on him. He was spotted in hospital bed at site of WWE doctor. Randy Orton has been in action since May, but rest assured, when he comes back, he's turning on Matt Riddle. We're going to get heel Randy Orton versus Matt Riddle. We're going to get that heel Randy Orton babyface Matt Riddle feud in the WWE. And it's going to take place on Monday Night Raw, not SmackDown. You geeks online. Matt Riddle certainly kept his memory alive while the original Bro borrows signature moves from the Viper's arsenal. It appears that Orton is still dealing with an injury situation. Now, hold on a second now. It also says here that Randy Orton's wife, Kim Orton, posted a happy anniversary message for her husband while celebrating 7 years of wedded bliss with the 14-time world champion. She also included a photo with Randy Orton in a hospital bed, which I'm going to show you guys after I go over the rest of what it says here. So that's what it says, and I quote. This is what Randy Orton's wife says. She says, and I quote, 7 wonderful years with the man of my dreams. You're batshit crazy, but so am I. I trust you, and you trust me. We could conquer the effing world together if we feel like it. But for now, I just want you to be my dad and me to be your mom and raise our beautiful children together as one big happy family, says Randy Orton's girlfriend. Family, love, loyalty. We have that tattooed on our bodies because it's the most important thing to us. Me, you, our family, and close friends. That's all that matters. Thank you for loving me the way you do. Randy Orton, happy anniversary, my love. If you all only knew why this pic was taken. End quote. That is what Randy Orton's wife had to say. PW Insider reports that Randy Orton was in Birmingham, Alabama yesterday. That is a popular location for WWE superstars, especially injured ones, because WWE doctor is known to perform procedures from that location. So basically, Randy Orton was in Birmingham, Alabama on the 14th of November. I'm going to say it again just in case you guys are confused. Randy Orton was in Birmingham, Alabama on November the 14th, 2022. Now, it continues to say here, and I quote, WWE superstar Randy Orton, says PW Insider, who has not performed for the company since a May episode of Monday Night Raw, was spotted yesterday in Birmingham, Alabama. And quote, Orton is out of action with what is believed to be a back issue. We have not, Ringside News says, we have not received 100% confirmation about exactly how bad the problem is. But the fact is he's not okay already is certainly a sign that his issue isn't a minor one, says Ringside News. Ringside News says they will have to see what's in store for Randy Orton on the road to WrestleMania. They could certainly find a spot for him, especially after his angle with Riddle was paused. But the Viper needs to get medically clearance first. All right, guys, I'm going to show you guys this screenshot, this image of this Instagram post image of Randy Orton and his wife in the hospital. So you guys can actually see proof that he was there on that day, which was Tuesday, or which was Monday, November the 14th. Trying to make it bigger for you guys. All right, I'm gonna pull it up. Here we go. All right, guys, pulling up right now. Prepare to be surprised. This is the image of Randy Orton in a hospital. Right here, ladies and gentlemen, is Randy Orton with his mask off, hanging from his mouth and his nose. Well, hanging from his nose, really. And there's Randy Orton's wife on the left. There she is, smiling like a fucking bird. Smiling and wilding, man. Bringing positive vibes to Instagram, I guess, so to speak. But yep, there's the image of Randy Orton and his girlfriend on the right, or the left side of the screen. So yep, that was the image. I wish Randy Orton a speedy full recovery. Hopefully he'll recover faster than a cheetah can run. Now, what is y'all's take on Randy Orton's situation? Let me know in the live chat or in the comments below when the stream ends. Whenever it is. It's not going to end right now because we got a long way to go. We got a lot more WWE Wednesday afternoon news to go over here. Now, so WWE has some current creative plans for Mia Yim's new nickname. I got some news on that. We're going to go over the news on that real quick. Mia Yim was one of the handful of released WWE superstars that Triple H brought back to the fold when he took control of the company's creative direction. Now that she is settling in, Mia Yim has a new personality and a nickname to match. As Ringside News previously reported, Mia Yim got a new nickname. Mitchin. It's either Mickin or Mitchin. Of course, her new nickname means crazy in Korean. So it absolutely fits her persona and her personality just fine. Now, Sean Ross Sapp reported behind Fightful's paywall to clear up how her new nickname will be used. Mia Yim is still her name, but they will also refer to her as Mickey from time to time, or Megan, or whatever. Says here, and I quote from Charles Sapp, that the working plan is for Mia Yim to still use that name moving forward, but to use Mickey as a nickname, end quote. I don't know if I got it right, if I got it wrong, I don't even know. Mia Yim is just getting her foot in the door on WWE's main roster once again. It appears that she is going to receive a much better focus this time around, especially after the babyface female team announced that she is competing with them in a War Games match at Survivor Series. What is y'all's take on this situation with me and Yim? Sound off in the live chat, please. Comment in the live chat, please. I really appreciate it. Moving on to the next news on Dominic Mysterio. So, WWE apparently, listen to this, guys. So, it is apparent that WWE changed up a plan for Dominic Mysterio on Raw this week. Now, what plan that was exactly? You guys are about to find out from yours truly, IWN. Now, it says here that WWE makes a lot of plans for their weekly television shows, but sometimes they need to switch things around. This week's episode of Monday Night Raw was not immune to change at all, says Ringside News. But according to Sean Paul Sapp behind Pfeiffer's paywall, WWE switched up plans for Dominic Mysterio on Raw this week. It was noted that Rey Mysterio's son was not initially listed to wrestle on the show. It says here, and I quote, "There were several revisions to the lineup. Dominic Mysterio was originally not scheduled to wrestle." Yes, folks, it literally says he was not scheduled to wrestle. Rollins versus Balor was made a United States title match, and Alliance Road versus Alpha Academy was set for the show. End quote. Dominic Mysterio is still going strong with the Judgment Day stable. And only time will tell where that angle leads. All signs may point toward a WrestleMania encounter, which is following. The Ringside News exclusively reported that Rey Mysterio is currently out of action with a short-term injury. Though they brought a jam-packed show for Raw this week as they carried on towards the Survivor Series. As the Monday Night Raw viewership went up, I do got some news on the Monday Night Raw viewership. We're going to go over that here in a bit. I'm going to keep checking back my sources, Ringside News, as they continue to cover this ongoing story. Now, what is y'all's take on this situation with Dominic Mysterio? Sound off in the live chat, please. All right. Next, guys, we have some WWE Wednesday afternoon news on WWE. Nah, I'm just joking. But we got some WWE Wednesday afternoon news. For real, some Wednesday afternoon news on Sasha Banks. Get a load of this, guys. Check this out. Check this out. So, Sasha Banks promoted as former WWE superstar for future appearance. So apparently, it looks to me like Sasha Banks will no longer be with the WWE because of Vince and Bruce and their stupid, shitty, creative decisions and ideas. Now, Sasha Banks and Naomi went to Jolene Arnaitis' office and dropped both the WWE Women's Tag Team titles and walked out of Jolene Arnaitis' office and walked out in the middle of Raw back in May. And since then, things have never been the same for them. As far as Jolene Arnaitis goes, Jolene Arnaitis is gone. Bruce, not gone yet. He needs to be. What is he still doing there? Vince McMahon has retired. He retired. He's been retired a long time ago. Kevin Dunn is still there. I don't know when they plan on getting rid of him, but afterwards, Banks has made numerous attempts to separate herself from WWE, even going so far as to remove WWE from her social media handles. Makes me sound like JD when I say, Jolene Arnaitis. In fact, Banks is being promoted as a former WWE superstar for a future appearance. Yes, I said that the first time. The former Twitter or official Twitter account, I'm thinking former SmackDown Women's Champion when I say former. I don't know what I was thinking there. The official Twitter account for Comic Con Revolution announced that Sasha Banks will be appearing at the event on May 20th and 21st next year. It is interesting to note that Banks is being promoted as a former WWE superstar for her upcoming appearances. Now, it says here, and I quote, "Huge news! Mercedes Renato is coming to CCR this May. FKA, hashtag Sasha Banks, and at Disney Plus, hashtag the Mandalorian, or should I say the Mandalorians, hashtag Kuska Reeves, at CCRTIX.com, photo ops and autographs," end quote. Poster for Banks' appearance clearly notes her as FKA, Sasha Banks, WWE superstar. This was a small detail about the event's promotion that could hint that the boss may no longer be working with WWE. Sasha Banks recently dropped a very emotional post and told quite a powerful story regardless. We'll have to wait and see whether Banks is done with WWE for good or not. Honestly, that's what Ringside News is thinking, that she may be no longer with WWE. But I think otherwise. I think Sasha Banks is still going to return to WWE. And she could be. I'm not saying she will, but she could, in fact, be Bianca Belair, Alexa, Asuka, and Mia Yim's 5th member. Or it could very well be Piper Niven. Let me tell you guys why. Because Piper Niven and Nikki Cross were a tag team, were a pair tag team on Raw. And I think there was an ongoing feud between Doudrop and Nikki Ash, a feud that didn't happen. I think they scrapped that feud somewhat, I think. I know Nikki Cross started her feud with Alexa Bliss, but what if I tell you the 5th member could be none other than Piper Niven? So it could easily either be Sasha Banks, Piper Niven, or Becky Lynch. It could be one of those 3 women. We haven't seen Piper Niven the last, I'd say, 2-3 months. She should be on her way back soon. Piper Niven from NXT UK. She was Doudrop. They're going to change her. They're rumored to change her name back to Piper Niven. I hopefully she'll keep that name going forward. Piper Niven is better than naming her Doudrop, Vince and Bruce. You freaking suckers. My eyes was blurry. I had to rub them. Sorry, guys. Now, the fact that she is noted as a former WWE superstar for an appearance in May is very, very incredibly interesting. Very, very interesting, man. So Banks and Naomi seemingly confirmed their WWE exit after changing their social media in the months that followed. Both of them took part in numerous events, including New York Fashion Week and appearing at the premiere of Black Panther 2. Now, obviously, Banks is still living an incredible, busy life. And I think she still has a husband too, I think. But her WWE days could be in the past. Oh, and she also has pets, by the way. Or has a pet, should I say. The reason why I say she has a pet is because she could have one. The reason why I say she has pets is because she could have more than one. She could have 2 or 3. I don't know. All right, guys. I'm about to show you guys an image of the former WWE superstar, Sasha Banks. This is for the Sasha Banks stands and fans. I'm a fan of Sasha Banks myself. I imagine how much of a fan the WWE geeks and stands in the community are. I mean, I don't blame people for being fans of Sasha Banks. She is the greatest of all time. She is already, in my mind, a Hall of Famer already. Based on her resume. Go check out her resume, man. Her resume should be enough to tell you that, oh, IWN is right. She is the greatest of all time. She is a Hall of Fame. A future Hall of Famer. She's won the SmackDown Women's Championship. She's won the Raw Women's Championship. She's won the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. She's won the NXT Women's Championship. She's won it all. She's won it all. She's done it all in WWE. Now, I'm going to show you guys this image of Mercedes Varnado. Man, she looks so beautiful in this photo. She really does. She really, really does, man. I gotta show you guys this photo of her. I really do. I really, really do, man. Voila. Look at how pretty she looks, man. Amazing. The beautiful woman. Her husband's lucky to have her. I think I talked to her and got with her faster than a freaking roach can run. And this was tweeted out by Comic Con, RBITN ONT. Yep, that you just saw was a photo of three photos of a photo of Mercedes Varnado. There are three Mercedes Varnados in that photo. So, I gotta ask, do you guys think that Sasha Banks is done with WWE for good? My answer is no. I want to know what you guys think. I want to know answers from you guys. Do you guys think Sasha Banks is done? Sound off in the live chat, please. All right. Moving on to the next news. Remember what I said I was going to go over? The Monday Night Raw viewership? Well, I got some news on the Monday Night Raw viewership, guys. See, I wasn't lying. Even though I didn't Monday Night Raw this week, the Monday Night Raw viewership increased this week. Wow! I'm in shock. Really? Nah, the show sucked. Despite the viewership increasing, the show still sucked. I mean, there was nothing legitimately important on that show. I mean, really. Nothing that impressed me. WWE doesn't have much time left until Survivor Series WarGames. And Raw was a packed show this week. With that being said, how did the viewership turn out? So, according to WrestleMania, the November the 14th episode of Monday Night Raw brought in an overnight average of 1.648 million viewers, with a 0.44 in the treasured 18 to 49 demographic. The November 7th episode of Monday Night Raw brought in an overnight average of 1,593,000 viewers with a 0.43 in the 1849 demographic. I'm not sure if that's actually a viewership or not. I mean, I don't know. That's what it says. The October the 31st episode of Raw brought in an overnight viewership of 1.5 million with a 0.36 in the 18 to 29 demographic. KFC's tenders are the best, man. Tell me. The October the 24th episode of Monday Night Raw brought in a overnight average of 1,641,000 viewers. Did I say it right, guys? I know I did. With a 0.45 in the 1849 demographic. The October the 17th episode of Monday Night Raw brought an overnight average of 1,804,000 viewers with a .50 to 18.9 demographic. October the 10th episode of Monday Night Raw brought in an overnight average of 1,824,000 viewers with a .55 and 18.9 demographic. October the 3rd episode of Raw brought in an overnight average of 1,599,000 viewers with a .40 to 18.9 demographic. September the 26th edition of Monday Night Raw brought in an overnight average of 1.674 million viewers with a .45 and 18.49 demographics. September the 19th episode of Monday Night Raw brought in a viewership of 1,594,000 with a .45 and 18.49 demographic. Raw brought in an overnight average of 1,710,000 viewers for their September the 12th, September 12th episode. They also ranked in .44 in the treasured 18.49 demographic. Monday Night Football caused some big competition for them. The September the 5th episode of Monday Night Raw brought in an overnight average of 2.054 million views, a .58 and 18.49 demographic. That was a good showing for Labor Day. That was a good, very, very, very good showing for Labor Day. So we have to see how WWE scores in the months to come. My source is Ringside News, so keep an eye on that. So what is y'all's take on this story? Now, your next WWE Wednesday afternoon news we have is on WWE signing Hit Row. 3-year contracts. Yes, folks, I don't stutter. This is actual news. This is real news. WWE actually signed Hit Row. 3-year contracts. WWE saw a big shift when Triple H took over for Vince McMahon and running the company's television product. The game brought back several people. And it appears that they were all locked down for multiple years. John Ross Sapp reported behind Fightful's paywall that the recent WWE signees linked 3-year deals. Also, it was reported that all 3 members of Hit Row signed matching deals. It says here, and I quote, several of the talent brought back to the SmackDown brand are on 3-year contracts that are set to expire in the summer of 2025. Specifically, we, says Fightful, have also heard that Hit Row have matching deals that expire around the same time and are on those 3-year deals. Some talent brought back have representation. I can't seem to get that word right sometimes. And we're able to negotiate different contracts. End quote. Oh, it was also reported that several of the talent brought back were able to negotiate the ability to utilize some outside projects and platforms that they would not have been allowed to do at the time they were released. For what it's worth, it was also noted that many of those policies have relaxed since Triple H took control of the company's creative direction. It continues to say here, and I quote from Fightful, I believe, the preparation for some of these returns have raged everywhere from the day before they appear to less than a week in the case of Cross Scarlett, to a few weeks for Johnny Gargano, to over a month for Anderson and Gallows. They have not confirmed that all of those names are on the 3-year deals. Now you can bet your ass that WWE is absolutely going through some serious changes, both internally and on their roster. Now only time will tell what the company will be doing or booking in a year's time. For now, we have this new crop of superstars for the next 3 years. That sounds good. That is awesome if you ask me, man. Now, what is y'all's take on these 3 signings? Let me know in the comments. All right, guys. Next news we have is on the list of current injured WWE superstars. It says here that Kevin Owens is the latest WWE superstar to take a break from in-ring action due to injury. KO suffered an MCL sprain at the WWE Sunday Night Stoner House show in Madison, Wisconsin on November 13, 2022. The prize fighter was rumored to be a part of men's WarGame match at the Survivor Series Premium Live event this month, but that no longer appears to be the case because of his injury. Unfortunately, what a sad circumstance, man. A sad situation. KO joins a long list of WWE superstars who are currently out of action due to injury. The injury bug has forced the company to scrap ongoing storylines and come up with alternatives. With that being said, here is the list of injured WWE superstars. Aaliyah, Becky Lynch, says here and I quote, Big E, Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, Logan Paul, Natalya, Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio, Rick Boogs, which I think is rumored to be coming back from injury soon rather than later. Robert Roode, he'll be back on television. R-Truth, Tiffany Stratton, and Tommaso Ciampa. Candice LeRae is rumored to be dealing with an injury as well. That's a lot of list of talents with injuries, man. Holy shit. And we still got a lot of talent on both rosters. Isn't that something? Yet we legitimately still got a whole bunch of male and female talents on both rosters. The Raw Superstar was supposed to be the final member of Team Bianca against Team Bayley in women's WarGames at Survivor Series. What's y'all's take on this story? Let me know. WWE confirms Elder Dragunov's injury during NXT this week. I got some Wednesday afternoon news on that. Elder Dragunov crossed the pond to challenge Braun Breaker for the NXT Championship at NXT Halloween Havoc. The Savior showed incredible resilience, but failed to win the match that also involved JD McDonough. You know, his ring name used to be Jordan Devlin. I hope they give him his Jordan Devlin ring name back. It's better. It sounds better than JD McDonough, I'll tell you that. WWE confirmed Ilja Dragunov's injury during NXT last night. Xavier Berno challenged Dragunov to a match. Kenzie Mitchell informed him that Dragunov was injured and rehabbing in Germany. Ilja Dragunov last appeared during the October 25th, 2022 episode of NXT. The former NXT UK champion took on McDonough in the main event of the show that night. Dragunov passed out from a body scissors or stretched out from the ring because he suffered internal bleeding during the match. McDonough cut a heel promo after the match to end the show. It's not clear how long he's going to be out yet, but if Ringside News gives that news out to me and other young YouTube content creating wrestling fans, I'll let you guys know on my next WWE and AEW news live stream. Now, there's some news on Shawn Michaels. I find it funny that there's news on Shawn Michaels because the geeks online, like JD says, and I believe him 100%. The geeks online still think Shawn Michaels is in charge. Hey yo JD, the geeks online still think that Shawn Michaels is in charge, man. Oh man, Jesus Christ, it's ridiculous, man. These geeks online, on Twitter and Instagram, Facebook, still think that Shawn Michaels is in charge of NXT. I'm here to tell you, no, he's not. And if he is, I'd be shocked, to be honest. NXT came up with a new replacement for WarGames after the event was moved to the main roster as part of Survivor Series last night. Shawn Michaels made a huge announcement regarding NXT Deadline. WWE aired a video package featuring Shawn Michaels on NXT. The Heartbreak Kid stated that the September the 10th event will feature an all-new matchup, the Iron Survivor Series. According to the rules, 5 superstars will compete in a 25-minute match. Okay. 2 superstars will start the match. Every 5 minutes, a new superstar will enter the match. The superstar with the most wins in the set time span will be declared the winner. However, if they lose a fall, they will be forced into a penalty box for 90 seconds. There will be separate Iron Survivor challenges for the NXT Men and Women's Championship. As we all, as some of you were here, I don't know if any of you was here or not, but earlier on the stream, I went over the news on WWE filing the trademark name Iron Survivor Challenge. So maybe that's what this is about. Maybe that's why WWE filed the trademark name Iron Survivor Challenge, because of what I just went over with you guys. I'm going to show you guys an image of what Ringside News tweeted out on Twitter this week. I'll tell you what the image is before I pull it up. It's an image of Shawn Michaels. It says NXT Deadline Update. Shawn Michaels issues a statement. Up next is what it says. See if I can wait, hold on. All right, let's see if I can pull it up, guys. Hold on, give me 1 second. All right, here it is, guys. It should be pulling up now. There it is, guys. There's the image of Shawn Michaels, and it says the NXT Deadline Update. Shawn Michaels issues a statement. Up next is what it says. Now, this was yesterday night, of course. This was shown yesterday night. So what is y'all's take on this story? Let me know. All right. Next, we have news on WWE teasing scripts NXT debut for next week. Scripts. It's funny that they said scripts. I think they are mocking my only favorite podcaster, JD. I think they're mocking him with that word script. Don't you think that's a little too far? Naming that faction with that name. I mean, really. WWE teased the arrival of scripts during a previous episode of NXT. I think they're really mocking JD with that word scripts, man. Because his channel, because on his channel every week, he says off the script. I think there's a difference between this word script and the other word script. Because, you know what? Come to think of it, they both sound the same. They both sound the same. So why would they name this faction script when JD says off the script on his podcast? It sounds to me like they're mocking JD, just like the fact that they mocked JD by giving Jordan Devlin the ring name JD McDonough. Now, why would they give Jordan Devlin a ring name JD McDonough? See, that alone right there should tell you that they were absolutely mocking JD from New York. They were mocking that guy. They were mocking him, man. Why are you mocking JD? Because he's shitting on NXT because your promotion sucks? Is that why? I mean, let's be honest. NXT has sucked the last 3 weeks. And they're still not putting enough effort to these NXT shows. It's a shame. It's a shame. Triple H needs to make changes to NXT right now. Because if he don't, it's going to get worse. And the worse it gets, the less audience they'll have. I'm going to say it like that. So, last night, the company seemingly confirmed that the mysterious person will finally show up on the white and gold brand next Tuesday. Last night's edition of NXT featured another script tease. The mysterious person dropped another voicemail at the WWE Performance Center, preparing the NXT universe for their arrival. It says, and I quote, "Next week, you will see that you and I aren't the same." WWE NXT hashtag scripts. They are really mocking him, man. This is not right. Why are people mocking JD in the community, man? This is so disrespectful, disgusting, and mean as fuck. Really. The fact that it's first aired on the October 25th, 2022 episode of NXT, many fans believed it was Top Dollar. The Hit Roll star clarified that wasn't the case. And he had no relation to the mysterious script, which I figured. I mean, why would it be Top Dollar when he's on the SmackDown roster? Man, they are more dumber than I thought for them to be thinking that Top Dollar was the man behind that voice. Really? How is he going to be the man behind the voice when he got brought back to WWE? When him and Shanti Adonis and PPAP got put on SmackDown. That's why I say people are so delusional, man. They don't even know what they're saying. First of all, you need to fucking think before you actually blame somebody for something, before you actually say that, oh, it's this person or it's that person. You know what I'm saying? Now, ladies and gentlemen, obviously it remains to be seen who is the person behind all the mysterious voicemails that have got NXT fans talking. What do you guys think of this story, man? Let me know. I would love to know what you guys think. Really. All right. Next, we have news on Isla Dawn. Yes, folks, we have some news on Isla Dawn, shockingly. I haven't seen news on her in years. So apparently, Isla Dawn debuts and causes Alpha Fray the NXT Women's title match against Mandy Rose, if anybody that's watching the chat even cares to hear. Isla Dawn, even though I don't care to hear it, even though I'm still going to go over it anyway. Isla Dawn made a name for herself on NXT UK by going toe-to-toe against the likes of Alba Frey and Bella Davenport. She shocked the world with her arrival on NXT last night. Isla Dawn made her shocking debut during the last women's standing match between defending champion Mandy Rose and Alba Frey for the NXT Women's Championship. Isla Dawn appeared during the closing moments and caused Alba Frey the match. She sprayed Alba Frey with a mist and pushed her from the ladder all the way to the announcer's desk, helping Mandy retain her title in the process. Isla Dawn competed during the final episode of NXT UK. She competed in a fatal four-way elimination match to determine the number one contender to the NXT UK Women's Championship, which was won by Davenport. Good! But let's be honest, Davenport should have already been NXT Women's Champion. Why didn't they have Mandy Rose and Miku Satomura drop both the titles to Davenport? It would have been a better decision to have them drop to Davenport to where Davenport can unify both titles than having Miku Satomura drop her NXT UK Women's Championship to Mandy Rose to have Mandy Rose unify both women's titles. Really? Fucking serious, man? So anyways, what is your take on this story? Let me know in the live chats. I wish Sassy and everybody else was here. Now, anyways, we got a tiny bit more WWE Wednesday afternoon news. Now, this one's on the North American Championship title match and more booked for NXT next week. That North American title match is going to be one of the best matches. It's going to be the only best match on next week's episode of NXT. Put it like that. I'm going to keep it like that, man. I'm going to keep it like how I said it. Wesley grew tired of all the sneak attacks at the hands of Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams and offered to put his title on the line. Now, next week, the two will go one-on-one for the NXT North American Championship. Wesley and Carmelo Hayes with Trick Williams were in the ring to sign the contract for the North American Championship match. WWE Hall of Famer and NXT commentator Booker T hosted the signing. The opponents got in each other's faces, but the Hall of Fame said they won't be breaking any tables. All action will take place on the November 22nd, 2022 episode of NXT. Plus, Corey Jade will take on Wendy Chu next week on NXT. Oh, great! Another waste of everyone's time. Great. The matches we got yesterday were worse. Corey Jade versus Wendy Chu is about to get a lot worse. What if I tell you it's either going to end in a DQ or a buck finish? Yeah, nobody wants to see that match. The only match everybody wants to see is the North American Championship match between Wesley and Carmelo Hayes. That is going to be one of the greatest matches in NXT history. If they produce it right, book it right, and you know the rest. You know the rest. I'm not going to say it. Wendy Chu cut a promo on Jade and called her out for her bullying antics this week on NXT. What is y'all's take on this story? Please let me know. And your final WWE Wednesday afternoon news of the evening is on Gallus. Yeah, I know, a disappointment. I know. Gallus still suspended from NXT. Gallus made their NXT debut in convincing fashion. Joe Coffey, Mark Coffey, Wolfgang attacked Diamond Mine during the Heatwave special. The trios were suspended indefinitely for their actions. during a previous episode of NXT. They still haven't received the word to return to in-ring action. They could be called up to the main roster for all I know. You never know. They provided update on Gallus' status during NXT this week. And Xavier Barnell cut a promo backstage where he issued a challenge for one of the Gallus members. Mackenzie Mitchell informed him that the group's suspension status remained intact, and Barnell would have to figure out another opponent for himself. Big Body JV then issued a challenge for Ilja Dragunov, but was once again told by Mitchell that the Cesar was injured and rehabbing in Germany. According to WWE, Dragunov suffered possible internal damage during his match with JD McDonough. During a previous episode of NXT, sorry I keep holding my eyes, y'all. My eyes are burning. Right eye is burning like crazy. It's burning like wildfire. Gallus were suspended following the chaos that broke out during the main event of September the 27th, 2022 edition of NXT. The trios assaulted security officials and a referee after losing the Paul Rules tag team match to Josh Briggs and Rox Jensen. What's y'all's take on this particular story? This is a different story here. Let me know. And it's going to do it for your WWE Wednesday afternoon news. Now we're going to go over your AEW Wednesday afternoon news. Hey Hassan, how you doing? You know we've already talked earlier, right? No, I just thought I'd let you know. I just want to make sure you're not one of those bots, if you know what I mean. Which you proved the last time that you weren't. So, but anyway, guys, we're going to start with your WWE, or I keep saying every time I get to saying AEW Wednesday afternoon news or AEW this news or AEW that news, I end up saying WWE. WWE ends up slipping out of my mouth. I don't know why I do that. Jesus Christ, man. It happens to everybody, man. It happens to every young YouTube content creator. Most young YouTube content creators don't get stuff right, and some do. A few of them do. But anyways, we're going to start with your AEW Wednesday afternoon news on CM Punk. Again, remember I said I was going to have some more CM Punk news later on the stream. Well, here we are, up to that point. Up to that point we go. So AEW might not release CM Punk from contract due to a lot of issues. So it says here that the AEW All Out Media Scrum made headlines for all the wrong reasons after CM Punk went on a venomous rant on Colt Cabana, Heyman Page, and the Young Bucks. CM Punk became public enemy number one immediately after that. And even now, both parties seem to have a lot of issues. Everyone involved in the brawl after the All Out Media Scrum was suspended, except A Steel, who was fired, of course. The Elite will be returning to AEW television soon, and when they return, this is going to set up a Death Triangle versus Elite AEW Championship match for 4 years. I believe tonight is the night that the Elite are making a return. I could just feel it. I know it's going to happen right at the tip of my tongue. I can feel it happen. I know it's going to happen tonight. The Elite are going to return at the end of AEW. I think the end of AEW is the perfect way to have them return. Have them return and clear out Death Triangle to close the show. That's the way to do it. That's the way I think needs to happen. That's the way I think they need to do it. Now, CM Punk's status in AEW remains uncertain even now. And speaking of status, I do have some news on it. Apparently, CM Punk's status was seemingly linked, and we're going to go over that in a bit. We're going to go over that in a little bit, guys. That is very, very important news because I've been wanting to know that for a while. In fact, that is going to be your final AEW Wednesday afternoon news that we're going to go over here in a bit. So it won't be too long before we get to it. Now, like I said, the Elite will be returning to AEW television soon, and it's going to set up Death Triangle versus Elite for the AEW Trios Championship for AEW Full Gear. And I think we are getting Samoa Joe versus Wardlow versus Powerhouse Hobbs in a triple threat match for the TNT Championship. We may get a TNT and Ring of Honor Championship match. You can't put both titles on the line. It makes no sense to put both titles on the line. It only makes sense to put one title on the line. So I think it's going to be Powerhouse Hobbs versus Samoa Joe versus Wardlow for the TNT Championship. So those are the two matches we are getting. Those are the two matches that are going to be added to the AEW Full Gear card, and I can't wait. Full Gear. It is going to be great. I can't wait to be live on my AEW Full Gear watch along. And I already know how many audience I'm going to have watching. I'm not even going to tell. I'm excited. I'm excited about how many audience I'm going to have in the live chat, how many audience I'm going to have in attendance for that pay-per-view. While speaking on Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer talked about Steve Austin preparing for his in-ring return and linked it to Punk being his opponent. Meltzer added that it may not be possible because AEW may not release CM Punk from his contract due to a lot of issues. Says here, and I quote, this is what Dave Meltzer said. He said, and I quote, if you're looking for the match that's going to shake up the business, the Punk match is the one. But I don't know that Punk will have a release from AEW. There's just a lot of issues there. CM Punk was also blasted for being fragile and having no value, of course. And CM Punk return to WWE would also mean that they need to repair a fractured relationship that was left after his latest run with the company. Oh, and by the way, not only are we going to get Triangle versus Elite, we could get the heel turn of Pac, which we know Death Triangle is going to lose to the Elite. Once they lose, Pac is going to turn on Rey Fenix and Penta and Alex. He's going to brutally destroy all three of those guys. You know it's bound to happen. It's going to happen, man. It really is. But we'll have to wait and see whether CM Punk will end up returning to AEW somewhere down the line or not. Now, do you guys think CM Punk will return to AEW? Sound off in the live chats, please. Every time I say that, I don't see any comments in the live chat. Why? Don't be afraid to comment in the live chat, guys. Don't be shy. It's okay. It's okay, really. You have your freedom of speech. Just don't comment anything negative, or I will have to boot you out the chat immediately. I'm talking about negative things about me. I'll have to boot you out the chat. Now, moving on to the next AEW Wednesday afternoon news. This one's on Jon Moxley. So Jon Moxley apparently was criticized for repeating the same long and boring promos. This must have a lot to do with the Geeks Online. This probably has a lot to do with the AEW WWE negative, idiotic Geeks Online. Willing to bet. Jon Moxley made his debut at AEW Double or Nothing 2019 and became a megastar there in no time. Jon Moxley is the greatest of all time, man. I don't know how these geeks don't like Jon Moxley's promos. But he is someone the company can fully rely on and has proved his mettle on numerous occasions. Despite that, Jim Cornette still isn't a fan of Moxley. Why? Oh, come on, man. Jim Cornette's not a fan of him either? No way, dude. Why? Why is nobody a fan of Jon Moxley? Come on, dude. You're not, your mind is not right if you're not a fan of Jon Moxley. Clearly, if you're not a fan of Jon Moxley, you're out of space. Or clearly, you got screws in your head. Or you might be a complete fucking idiot. I don't know. You might be a complete asshole for all I know. As seen on last week's episode of AEW Dynamite, Jon Moxley cut a promo in response to MJF's declaration. He clarified that he meant devils who were far worse than MJF. Well, speaking on the Jim Cornette experience, Jim Cornette criticized Jon Moxley for repeating the same kind of long and boring promos. Says Jim Cornette. Says here, and I quote, now, Jim Cornette can be right sometimes. I mean, he could, and don't get me wrong, Jim Cornette is a great podcaster himself, but it's just not really my favorite podcast. I do like how right Jim Cornette is on certain stuff, but on certain levels, but you know. It says here, and I quote, if you buy Moxley, this was great. If you don't, it was long and boring and the same upping thing. As always, did I pretty much describe that? He questions that, and quote, Jon Moxley is set to defend his AEW World Championship against MJF tonight. Nah, I'm just joking. You guys know when Jon Moxley is defending his AEW World Championship. Guys, to be on the serious side, Jon Moxley is actually set to defend his AEW World Championship against MJF at AEW Full Gear on November the 19th. And it's amazing that I can hear my music through my headsets. Wow, my ears are that good. We'll have to wait and see if Moxley will be able to retain his title or not. I don't know. We'll have to see, man. You know, Jon Moxley is known for his sometimes good and sometimes bad opinions and takes. JD has the most good opinion and takes. JD is my only favorite podcast. Like I said, he has continued to inspire young YouTube content creators like me to continue to produce, stream, and upload content. Sound good, be better, get better, and keep going. Podcasters like Jim Cornette and these geeks in the community shitting on Jim Cornette. Talk about podcasters like Jim Cornette. Podcasters like Jim Cornette are not an inspiration to some people like myself. I'm sorry. These other podcasters are not an inspiration to me at all. I'm sorry. The only podcaster that I'm inspired by is JD. And JD only. JD forever will be my only favorite podcast. And to be honest, he's my only favorite podcaster in lots of ways. Number one, you know, we think the same. Number two, sometimes we have the same opinion. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes we have the same opinion on WWE and AEW, and sometimes we have different opinions. But we think the same as far as WWE and AEW goes. JD wants better shows. I want better shows. JD wants a better men and women's roster. I want a men and women's roster. JD wants to see the shows produced and written right. I want to see the shows produced and written right. You see what I mean? We want better professional wrestling. I mean, you can't relate that. I mean, we want better professional wrestling, man. That's all we want. We don't want to see garbage. We don't want to see no garbage producing and writing. Something Vince and Bruce did when they were in charge. Yeah, I know. I know, man. I know. It completely sucks. Vince McMahon is no doubtly one of the worst chairmen in all of WWE. Can you guys believe he still paid hush money to multiple WWE divas back in the day? A sick, twisted man, dude. This man is. He really, really is. That's what happens when you go and do something wrong and then you get caught. You get pointed at for it. Crazy, 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 man. Crazy, crazy, crazy. When everybody sees Vince and Bruce, this is what the crowd's going to be doing. Vince and Bruce can go take an L and get the fuck out. Get out. Get out! Same with Johnny, same with John Laurinaitis. And Kevin Dunn, the guys that ruined the shows. I don't know why they would even make a decision to have Johnny Laurinaitis as head of talent relations in the first place. Why? Why? Oh, that's right, because they want to see more divas. They want to see more blondes, right? Give me a break. Give me a break with this shit, man. Really. Forgive me for my language, but oh my goodness. But do you guys agree with what Jim Cornette said about Jon Moxley? Yes or no? Let me know in the live chats. I disagree with Jim Cornette. I think Jon Moxley's promos are really, really great. It's the greatest of all time. Not only is his promos great, his in-ring skills are great. His gimmick is great. Everything about Jon Moxley is great. If you don't think Jon Moxley is great, you gotta be a complete a-hole. You gotta be a complete a-hole. A-hole. I'm just gonna say it like it is. I don't know how these fucking versions online dislike Jon Moxley. I mean, for fuck's sake, he has a beautiful wife, dude. I mean, how can you not like the guy? He's a former WWE champion. How can you not like the guy? He's a former tag team champion. How can you not like the guy, man? I think he's a former United States Intercontinental champion, too. Might be. I don't know. I haven't read his resume all the way. His resume, I imagine his resume looks really good. I imagine it's sparkly, shiny, clean like gold. Anyways, guys, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next AEW Wednesday afternoon news. I want to get through this stuff quickly so I can end the stream, so I can go ahead and start on my AEW Dynamite thumbnail for the AEW Dynamite watch-along, because that will be live at 7:40 p.m. My AEW Dynamite watch-along will be. And also, the review will be live tonight as well. I'm going to try and do a thumbnail while AEW Dynamite's on, or maybe right after I do my first thumbnail in the background for the watch-along. I don't know. But I know after this stream, I am going to get started on the AEW Dynamite thumbnail so I can have AEW Dynamite watch-along schedule. And I hope you guys can join the live chats so we can chat and watch AEW Dynamite together. Hopefully you guys will enjoy your time in the live chat with me, man. Hopefully I can try to make your night better in positive ways, not in negative ways like some of these negative people online think. Yeah, get your minds out of the gutter, man. Really. I'm not thinking like that. Get your minds out of the gutter. I know what some of these negative, perverted guys are thinking online. Now, WWE wanted to remove Ultimo Dragon's mask. I have some news on that, even though it doesn't really sound like much of a news to me, but I'm going to give it out to you guys anyway. WWE wanted to remove Ultimo League's mask. It says here that Aussie, aka Ultimo Dragon, continues performing, even though the great majority of his peers are retiring around him. Chris Jericho, one of Aussie's rivals, is still active and on top of his game. Ultimo Dragon has been through a lot in his storied career, but his run in WWE didn't pan out. There is a reason for that, because Vince McMahon's creative vision for him did not work out in the slightest. The legendary pro wrestler was interviewed this week on Steve Fall's 10 Count. Dragon discussed his professional background, including his time in WCW and brief stay in WWE. Dragon said through his interpreter that WWE wanted to change his image and look, wanted to maintain who he was. He also revealed that WWE wanted to remove his mask, but that wasn't in the cards at all. That's what he said. He says here in that, and I quote, WWE wanted to change his mask. WWE wanted to change his image and look and remove who he was and remove who he was. And then he continues to say, so he requested to leave because he wanted to remain who he was. He stayed. There were no bad terms, but he wanted to be who he was and did not want to change who he was. And then he continues to say, yes, they wanted to take his mask off. He wasn't against the idea, but they had a lot of ideas for him to remove his mask. They just figured it out. They just figured it would be something that would be better for them and him. He was open to it, but there wasn't something really there for it. What they said was, being that Rey Mysterio was so popular, they didn't see a need to have two masked wrestlers, so they wanted to keep Rey Mysterio as the only mask and then remove him from being masked. He said he understands. He said he understands that as a promoter. He understands why. And I agree with them. But it wasn't what I wanted to do. In the end, it's their company. And they have their own decisions as to how they want to make it work. I will follow suit, says Dragon. I'm their employee. They're my employer. I'm their employee. They're my employer. And then he says, so I'll do what they need me to do. That's how every wrestler should be. Listen to what the boss wants and do. Obviously, if it doesn't work for you, then you can discuss. But in the end, without the boss, then there's no work. There's no wrestlers. End quote. Ultimo, or should I say Ultimo Dragon, also expressed his desire to wrestle Chris Jericho one more time, adding to their stored rivalry. He was asked whether he would wrestle another match in WWE or AEW. To that, Ultimo Dragon said he would love to go back at least one more time against Chris Jericho. Could see in the future. You never know. Given that this was way back. This was a long time ago. Do you guys want to see Ultimo Dragon versus Chris Jericho one more time? Do you guys want to see it in AEW? Let me know in the live chats. I really appreciate it. All right. Moving on to the next WWE or AEW Wednesday afternoon news. I keep saying WWE, man. I gotta get WWE out of my head. I really do. Especially when I'm giving out AEW news. So your next AEW Wednesday afternoon news is actually on the Young Bucks. So apparently, the Young Bucks abandoned Wayward Son's trademark, seemingly. So the Young Bucks have been absent from All Elite Wrestling since that brawl after the AEW All Out pay-per-view in September. Now, the Elite has been spotted backstage at recent AEW Dynamite events. It is suspected that they will return to television soon. The top tag team recently checked with interest with a filing, but the Jackson brothers have since abandoned their trademark for Wayward Son. Now, according to PW Insider, listen to this, guys. The Young Bucks have dropped their trademark application for their Wayward Son's name. On November the 3rd, the Bucks applied for their name. They applied for the name, but the usage description for goods and services at the United States Patent and Trademark Office included entertainment services in the nature of wrestling contests. It also featured a slew of merchandise offerings, including shirts, hats, bandanas, and more. On November the 14th, their application was withdrawn. Less than 2 weeks later, there has been no specific reason given for the abandonment. They were most likely informed that the application would not be approved due to conflicts with existing trademarks. Fragments promoting the deletion of the Bucks and Omega have started airing on AEW television in recent weeks. Bucks and Omega have added back to television commercials for Dynamite and Rampage. This could be another sign that they will return. I was going to say, but right before I went over this is another sign that they'll return. We'll see what happens, guys. We'll see what happens. They're returning. They are, believe it or not, they are expected to return tonight. Set up themselves going up against Death Triangle for the AEW Trios Tag Team Championships. Death Triangle is rumored to lose. Even I said last week that Death Triangle is losing. Death Triangle is definitely losing to Elite. And Pac is definitely going to turn heel on Ray Phoenix and Penta. There are going to be a lot of shocking winners and a lot of shocking losers coming out of AEW Full Gear when the pay-per-view ends. I wonder what the fallout of AEW Full Gear is going to be. Makes me wonder. Can't wait for next week. I can't wait for next week, man. I already can't wait for Saturday. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome, man. I'm going to have my cold beverage in hand. Yep. And then I'm going to be digging in the sand and I'm going to be like, yay. Anyways. Next, we have your AEW Wednesday afternoon news. This one is on MJF. Then we're going to go over the news on Britt Baker, Dynamite, and CM Punk, and that'll be it, guys. And I'm going to end the stream and get started on my AEW Dynamite thumbnail. I already put the logo and the texture on there. I just got to put all the talent on there and my YouTube channel logo name on there. And add some color to them, and then I'll be good to go. I'll be ready to schedule my stuff. My darling, man, want you? I gotta do the background as well, the same way. You'll see what my background's gonna look like. You guys are gonna be shocked seeing my background. You really are. I have a good background for you guys. Man, speaking of background, if you guys love the background I have now, please let me know in the comments below when the stream ends. I love this background. It looks really good on a stream like mine's, man. It looks really awesome. My goodness, man. I love this background. I love it. It matches the colors of Judgment Day's entrance. It matches even Undertaker's gimmick. It also matches Jeff Hardy's persona and his interest lights as well. So I love it, man. I really do. Can you guys imagine the Undertaker being the leader of Judgment Day, man? The Judgment Day feels like an Undertaker gimmick. You guys know what I mean. It really does. The House of Black feels like an Undertaker gimmick as well. But anyways, they're all still different. But I think they are the same in some ways, shape, or form. But anyways, I do have some news on MJF. So it is apparent that MJF did not sign a contract extension with AEW. Why? You guys are about to find out right now. It says here that MJF took on the role of anti-hero in AEW. Yes, I'm ready for Full Gear, Hassan. And then it says here that one with a very interesting contract situation, the Salt of the Earth will face Jon Moxley in the AEW World Championship match that will serve as the main event of the Full Gear pay-per-view, which will be one of the greatest matches in AEW history. Just based on how it's going to be booked. Now, it needs to be produced and written right, too. MJF recently revealed that he hasn't signed a contract extension with AEW, despite previous reports that might have been the case. Tony Khan needs a general manager. He needs more producers and writers. If he's the only writer and producer, he needs producer and writers. He needs a general manager. He needs a executive director, and he needs a general manager. And executive, he needs a film director as well, if he already has one. Those are all the people he needs to hire. Because Tony Khan is in desperate need of help. I ain't gonna lie, some of the AEW shows have been great, and some of them have not been so great. But MJF recently revealed that he hasn't signed a contract extension with AEW, despite previous reports that might have been the case. MJF mentioned that his contract expires on January 1st, 2024. Now, speaking with Joseph of the New York Post, he emphasized his dissatisfaction with his AEW contract, both publicly and in private. MJF believes that he should be paid more than what was mentioned in the original agreement. MJF's contract expiration date became his new favorite talking point for the majority of 2022. After Double or Nothing, he asked that AEW president Tony Khan release him. He brought this up on TV before going dark for several months until reappearing in All Out. I mean, let's be honest, we all know that Tony Khan's not releasing any talent. I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. If the talent don't want to be there, though, he needs to release them. Doesn't matter whether he does or doesn't. If they don't want to be there, he needs to release them. Otherwise, they're going to be sneaking out, trying to sign with another promotion without Tony Khan knowing. And then that's going to be a problem. That's going to be a problem, not only for Tony Khan, but for that talent that's trying to sign into another promotion without AEW releasing that person. MJF said that his pay has increased significantly since his comeback 2 months ago, but he hasn't really signed a new contract to replace his current one. It says here, and I quote, "I know the truth. I most certainly haven't. I think that wrestling fans are kind of just doing that to kid themselves. So maybe they feel a little less heartbroken as things are going on. Now I'll tell you this, bonus and brownie points from Tony Khan for paying me what he's paying me now with no extension. He did not have to do that." End quote. Top AEW star claimed in September that he was now earning a stupid, absurd amount of money with AEW, but he did not capture that bag by signing a contract extension. The player revealed that MJF earns more than $1 million annually. $1 million annually. Do you guys think that MJF should sign a contract extension with AEW? Yes or no? Let me know in the live chat, please. Please comment like how. Please do what Hassan is doing. Comment in the live chat. Now, your next AEW Wednesday afternoon news is on Britt Baker. This one is pretty interesting. This rivalry between Britt Baker and Saraya is breaking down like wildfire. And it's also going up in smoke. Britt Baker takes personal shot at Saraya's brother. This rivalry is getting more personal than we all thought it would. Britt Baker established herself as the face of AEW Women's Division, and there's no denying it. Baker's ascent to the top of the company was aided by her outstanding in-ring performance, promo ability, and memorable matches against Shida, Thunder Rosa, and others. The AEW star is next scheduled to take on Saraya. I try to say Saraya. AEW Full Gear on November 19th, which happens to be this week, this Saturday night. And the buyout will start at 6, either 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. I think the buyout is supposed to start at 7 p.m. I think. Because my stream is going to go live at 6 o'clock p.m. and then my AEW Full Gear stream, which I'm referring to, which is my watch along, it'll start at 6:30 p.m. So my AEW Full Gear watch along will be live at 6 p.m. and it'll start at 6:30 p.m. Now, anyway, going back to what I was reading here, guys. Going back to going over your WWE AEW Wednesday afternoon news here on Britt Baker. So the AEW star is next scheduled to take on Saraya. AEW Full Gear on November the 19th. It appears things got personal. This past Wednesday, guys, on AEW Dynamite, which I think is referring to last Wednesday, Saraya made an eagerly anticipated declaration informing Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, that she will meet her inside the ring at AEW Full Gear after suffering a neck injury at a WWE live event in December 2017. Saraya was forced to retire. For the following 4 years, she is now finally cleared for medical clearance. You love to see it. I bet she was blessed. I bet she was blessed to tell her fans that, man. Pretty sure she blessed her fans on Instagram on her timeline with a fucking photo shoot of her wearing bikinis, bro. Now, man. Saraya made her AEW debut at the Grand Slam television special and immediately teased a feud with Dr. Britt Baker. Saraya and Dr. Britt Baker came face to face during AEW Dynamite. Saraya told Baker and the fans in attendance and watching at home that she's finally medically cleared for in-ring action, prompting Dr. Britt Baker to cut a huge promo on the former WWE star. Now listen to this, folks, if you're still watching. The two recently engaged in a public social media argument on Twitter. First, Saraya's brother, Zach Zodiac's tweet included a selfie of Zach and Saraya. And it was reposted by Britt Baker, AEW's resident dentist, captioned the tweet, "Bring your talentless brother to work week." Saraya retorted angrily to Britt Baker as she said, "I like how you had to search for this tweet, you obsessed, effing weirdo." Things have heated up considering their match is up this Saturday. Now, fans are certainly excited for their matchup. Meanwhile, I will check with Ringside News for more news and information as soon as it's available to me. But yes, I will check with Ringside News for more news and information as it's available to me. And I am gladly willing to give it to you guys on the next WWE AEW News live stream here on the IWN YouTube channel, man. I hope I'm your favorite YouTube content creator. I try to convince people to say IWN is my favorite YouTube content creator. I mean, if I'm your favorite YouTube content creator, then man, you are generally kind. That warms my heart up. If you're not, then it's okay. I'm here to tell you, if you don't like my content, if you don't like the content that I stream, produce, and upload, go watch somebody else. Simple as that. Go watch somebody else. I don't got time for negativity, man. I really don't. As you can see, I have been improving the last few weeks, so I continue to improve and improve and improve. As the months go by. People don't even see or know it yet, but they'll see and know it soon. Hell, my subscribers already know it because they're always in here all the time. Half of them anyway. Not most of them. I wish most of them was in here every week. All right, guys, moving on to your next AEW Wednesday afternoon news. This one is on Dynamite, so keep this in mind before Dynamite goes on the air tonight. There was an AEW Dynamite match changed due to illness. And this is referring to, in fact, the Bunny. AEW Dynamite is set to take place from Total Mortgage Arena in Bridgeport, Connecticut. This week's show promises a couple of exciting matches. The ticket numbers don't look promising, though. Not good. It was announced that the Bunny versus Tony Storm match got mixed due to medical issues. Tony Khan said on today's Bustin' Open Radio that the Bunny is not medically cleared to compete tonight on AEW Dynamite. This is a change of plans. But the TK stands for Tony Khan, had a solution to his booking problem. Tony Storm will now face Anna Jay, according to Khan. He also claimed that although the Bunny isn't feeling well, it isn't anything major, really. If Anna Jay succeeds against Tony Storm, then she will be given a title shot at Tony Storm's interim AEW Women's World Championship. The Dynamite show tonight is the last one before Full Gear. Now for the show's announced card. This is the card for Dynamite tonight. Tony Storm versus Anna Jay. What the hell is this thing doing? Card for tonight's show. Tony Storm versus Anna Jay. The acclaimed music video, A Hand for a Hand. Claudio Castagnoli and Bryan Danielson versus Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara. Ethan Page versus Bandino. We'll hear from Samoa Joe, Jon Moxley, MJF. Then we have Anthony Bowens versus Swerve Strickland. We'll hear from Dr. Britt Baker Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and Soraya. And then we're going to have their triangle versus Top Flight and AR Fox. Man, there's going to be some, it feels like a fucking rerun. But then again, the show this week, I think, in my opinion, despite it feeling like a rerun from last week's episode of Dynamite. What match are you guys looking forward to this week on Dynamite? Let me know. Now, all right, guys. Your final AEW Wednesday afternoon news we have is on CM Punk again. If you're a CM Punk fan, I suggest you get in here and start listening to what I'm about to give you guys. So, apparently, CM Punk's official AEW status has seemingly been leaked. Yes, folks, I said it. I'm not joking. I don't stutter. It says here that CM Punk has been away from AEW since the infamous out incident with the Elite and Ace Steel. Now Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks are nearing a return to the company. Punk's future is still up in the air, and the Hall of Famer may have some tea to spill on his To Be the Man podcast. WWE Hall of Famer Ric Flair speculated that CM Punk is done with AEW after hearing some inside information. He was informed by an AEW employee who he didn't name that CM Punk is not coming back to the company. It says here, and I quote, I guess they're just trying to figure out a way to buy out his contract. This is Ric Flair right here. He's CM Punk not coming back. Woo! I just told this by AEW people that the Young Bucks are already back. When somebody told me that they were back, you know, when you get a bunch of wrestlers together, you hear a bunch of stuff. Nature Boy, woo! Thank you. I was being funny, make you guys laugh. I guess I didn't succeed. Flair also mentioned that it was just hearsay. Whoever told him that information could be wrong, since the Young Bucks have not officially returned to action, despite what Flair was told, says Ringside News. I'm not saying this, Ringside News is. Punk is currently not competing due to a shoulder injury that will keep him out for a maximum of 6 months. The source of Ringside News will monitor the future of CM Punk when more information is available. It'll be given to me, don't worry. And when that information is given to me, from them to me, then I can schedule another WWE AEW news live stream, and I can give you that news and information on that particular stream. Do you guys believe what Flair said about Punk's future with AEW? Sound off the live chat, please. Well, folks, thank you guys for joining. That is going to do it for your WWE and AEW Wednesday afternoon news. If you enjoyed it, hit the thumbs up. Let's get some likes on the stream. Let's get about 7 or 8 likes on the stream, please. I really appreciate it. That would be great. And that would be so helpful. Guys, if you missed, and I'm going to say this carefully, I'm going to say this without getting it wrong. If you guys missed your WWE AEW Tuesday afternoon news, I have a WWE AEW Tuesday afternoon news live stream number 3 on the channel. It's on the channel. It's on the uploads. It's in the uploads, and it's in the it's on the list. It's on my channel. So go check out my WWE AEW Tuesday afternoon live stream number 3. Go give it a thumbs up, and please give it some more views. I would really appreciate it. Be sure you share this particular WWE and AEW news live stream to all social media platforms, including Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, so much more. Woo! I'm finally done, man. I'm finally getting out of here. But I will be back for AEW Dynamite. I'll be back for Dynamite episode, I think, what, 47? I'm going to have to, wait a minute. I got my TV on. Since I got my, hey! I'll let you guys know what episode it is when I go live my AEW Dynamite watch long, which will be scheduled to go live at 7:40. I'm going to try to do it fast because I got to hurry up before it comes on. Anyways, guys, I'm glad you guys joined me. Now, what's the more interesting news that you heard? Which news shocked you the most? Let me know in the comments below when the stream ends. Thank you guys for joining. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel new. I'll see you guys in the live chat for AEW Dynamite. Peace. Stay safe. Always. Never give up. Keep succeeding in life, because you never know what life will take you these days. Too many people dying out here. Have yourselves a good Wednesday night. I'll see you guys in the live chat for AEW Dynamite. The watch along will be scheduled to go live at 7:40 p.m. I'm going to try to make this thumbnail and background quick so I can have it scheduled and ready, so we can all chat and watch Dynamite together. See you guys there, man.